supposed to be maybe just the farewell tour, once more around the block, but it's become more than that, hasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, obviously the farewell tour, as it was supposed to be last year, was very exciting for us, and we didn't really look beyond that. But obviously, due to the success of that tour, we decided, well, this feels good. You know, maybe we'll take another step forward.
And there will be another album then?
Yeah, we're going to be working on a new album in January, and then another tour next year. We've got a tour May, June of next year.
They're in the O2 and we've had extra dates. I mean, everybody loves this band at the moment, so I think we'll do 2 or 3 sell-out nights.
We'll be talking about a prize for one of our viewers at home in the O2. We'll tell them about that in a few minutes' time. But who are your fans now, Shane? I mean, are they the same people who've just aged with you?
Yeah, that's that one I just broke. Certainly, a lot of people from the past, without a doubt. It was very apparent, you know, in the 8 years that we had been apart, all the different stuff that each guy kind of got involved in. A lot of the fans were there throughout all of that, and the dedication that they showed us as individuals. You know, it was inevitable that it was going to be great when we came back together, and especially the guys up in the back row there and all. You know, they're from England and they travel all over the place, and they always it's amazing, you know. Without them guys, there is no Boyzone, you know.
A lot of the kids who watch all the TV programs, they see Louis on, you know, and Louis there perfectly formed as the successful manager with Westlife and Girls Aloud, Shane Ward, and yourselves as the Trailblazers, and people just think, well, Louis does that kind of thing. Louis, this was kind of Last Chance Saloon for you, wasn't it?
It was last, because I had been working with all the show bands, but the kind of show band industry had dried up, so I was basically out of business. And I went to see Take That, and I went to see E17. Luckily, we copied Take That. We didn't copy E17.
Yeah, we didn't try.
We hadn't had any really big Irish pop stars before that. You know, I think Joe Dolan was like the biggest pop star here. So we all had the same dream. And we made it, Pat, against all odds, because we had no big record deal, nobody gave us a lot of money, but we did it ourselves.
Everyone kind of sees him as being the cute manager who knew everything.
He's gorgeous. He's very cute.
You know, Louis really did, as well as the rest of the band, of course, but Louis did have a great determination and belief in making this. A lot of hard work, you know.
But you were kind of blundering along, learning as you went along.
I couldn't get anybody on the phone to even take my calls in the UK record companies. I rang everybody. I mean, Simon Cowell turned me down so many times, wouldn't even take my call, you know. Every major record company, producer, everybody. But I just sat on it every day. So, you know, if we can make it, anybody can make it. You know what I mean? If you're passionate and you care and you work at it, that's what I mean.
Can you remember the first gig where people paid in to see
it was actually quite like this. Because it was all our family in the audience. It was all our family in the audience, and we did a runner because we thought we were stars at the first gig, and we climbed out the back window of Towers and Nace, jumped in the car and legged it, but it was only our family outside. So we did a runner from our family.
Waiting for us, offering us a lift.
Yeah.
But it was a great experience.
Yeah, it was great. It was great. It made us what we are. We drove around Ireland in a white transit van for 12 months.
Stayed on.
Oh yeah. There was so much smoke, dry ice on the stage, we couldn't see each other.
For 4 songs.
The smoke machine broke for the first 3 songs. You couldn't see anybody on stage, except for the fact we were wearing orange overalls, and you could kind of see the orange through the cloud.
Now you were back on the Late Late Show within the year or thereabouts, because you were already beginning to make hit records. And I want to show a little news clip from that time. Have a look at this. Bring it back a little bit.
Up to 300 screaming girls maintained their vigil at the RTE television centre for over 3 hours. And with the band trapped inside, the roof was the only outlet. Amidst all the excitement, 3 girls were taken to hospital. Others left their own mark on the day's events.
Can you remember all that?
I remember that performance. We performed Working My Way Back to You, and we were in the studio all day, in one of the rooms, and we got bored. And Keith said, let's play hide and go seek. We turn off the lights. Keith picks up a chair and throws it across the room. It lands on my head, splits my head open. I get into Vincent's, I get 3 stitches in my head before the show.
And that's what happened to him.
That's what happened to me. I've never been right since. And then we did the show that night.
Yeah, and all the girls outside, literally hundreds of them.
But I think the likes of that now, as you see, the reason for all those girls there is, like Louis and I think this is where credit where it's due for Louis is he made us go all over the country.
Everywhere.
You know, from the top to the bottom, in the transit van, playing to youth clubs and scout dens and that kind of thing. To, you know, sometimes
Build a
12
fan
people.
base.
You know?
Building a fan base. I mean, it's the old-fashioned way. That's what the Beatles did.
We always used to say, you used to throw darts at the map because we had the Glenties in Donegal one night and we were down in Cork City the next night.
Whoever gave them the money got the gig, basically.
It didn't help us appreciate everything in the future, you know, when we were going
And
out
tell us
we were
about
given
trying to
things.
get the records played.
Oh.
How difficult was it?
Well, it was hard to get everything then, Pat, because we hadn't had a kind of an Irish pop act before that, you know. So it was, I was up against it with everybody, except the media were very good to me, the newspapers. But it was hard to get radio. I mean, we were always on the late show. So it's still hard for Irish records to get played on Irish radio. That's my soapbox thing. It was tough, but then we got one great song, "Love Me for a Reason." And that was it. We never
But
looked
there were
back.
people like Larry Gogan probably...
Oh, Larry's always good.
Always
I used to ring Larry's wife at home. I remember Florrie, I'd ring her and she'd say, oh, he'll play it. But
And he did.
it was tough, but I mean, they wouldn't be here otherwise today. You know,
All right, guys, you're going to do it. I want to get them off to get organised for another song, if you do that, because I want to talk to Louis just a little bit about... A couple of things people have been asking me, right? X Factor. I mean, you were one of the shyest people around. You love being, you know, manipulating things backstage, but not front of house. And suddenly, for the last few years, you're front of house. How did you overcome your shyness to get out there?
I think experience. Because the first show I did the Irish Pop Stars, which was fine. Then I did Pop Stars, The Rivals, where Girls Aloud came from. And I really was shy then. But now I forget I'm on TV and I'm just myself. I just try and tell it like it is.
Second question, are you going to manage JLS?
No, I'm not. I'm not because I can't. Because they have a contract with somebody else. I cannot manage anybody from this year's X Factor. I love Owen. I think Owen has got the X Factor.
Absolutely.
Totally has.
Will you be back on X Factor next year?
I think I'll be back next year. I mean, you never know. They renew our contracts in February. I think I'm back, yeah. He told me I was back anyway, son.
Yeah,
so, I mean, listen, it takes over your life.
Do you remember a couple of years ago they dropped you?
Oh, he sacked me, yeah.
And it wasn't the same.
I was sacked, Pat. I was absolutely sacked. That wasn't the story. I hope I'm back next year, but it does take over your life because it's like being in a soap opera. It's like a soap opera and a reality show, but it's huge, you know.
And you know when you're sniping at each other, I mean, is that real?
Absolutely.
Even though you're the best of friends?
We're friends, but I mean, we're in competition. We all want to win. It's like, you know, that's the way it is in the pop business.
All right, Louis, you stay with us because we have lots more to talk about, but I mentioned that prize we have. It's a phone-in competition, and it's all to do with our special guest, Boyzone, and lots of the Boyzone fans in the audience would give their right arms for tonight's prize, but you can't have it because you're here, not at home. All right, it's a chance to meet the guys backstage at their concert at O2 on the 27th of May next. Whoever wins this, herself or himself, will be collected with 3 friends by limo from wherever you are in the country. You'll be whisked to the Westbury Hotel just off Grafton Street in Dublin. The Westbury is part of the Doyle collection of 5-star hotels. The main event, you and your friends will go by limo to the Boyzone concert. You get backstage to meet the lads. Next morning, after a night in the presidential suite, you have a champagne breakfast, and then you hit the town with €5,000 to spend as you please. It's a prize that money cannot buy. Now, for your chance to win, just answer this question. And I don't want any noise from over here or from over there. Which of these was Boyzone's first UK hit single? Was it Love Me for a Reason? Was it Father and Son? Or was it Baby Can I Hold You Tonight? If you know the answer, call us now. 1515 71 71 81 is the number. Call us with your name and your number and your answer, or text late followed by your answer name to 57111. Viewers in Northern Ireland can also text 57111 or call 0901 293 0050. Usual rules apply. You've got to be over 18 to enter. The lines will close at 11. I'll call the winner before the end of tonight's show. And remember, you've got to be there to take my call or you don't get the prize. So get dialing and texting straight away. Okay, time for a second of Boyzone's greatest hits, possibly the song that brought the boys to their widest audience. It was written by Andrew Lloyd Webber and it's called No Matter What.